Hello, sixth grade. It is Friday, January 31st, I believe. I'm not really sure. Today is calculating tips. So this is going to be very, very similar to what you have been doing with calculating the sales tax. It's just really different word. So today you're going to be able to calculate tips and the total amount due, and you'll also be able to define the word commission. So a tip, what it is an amount of money that's given to someone, usually as a reward for the service that they have provided for you. So when you go to a restaurant, it is customary or usual to leave a tip for your server, and that's usually between 15 and 20%. More these days, higher. Now, can you give other people a tip? Absolutely. Some people give their hairdresser, pet groomer, cupcake baker, taxi driver, really anybody that does something for you. Takes you somewhere, bakes you something, okay? You can give them a tip if you want. Something that is similar is called a commission. Similar but different. So a commission is the amount of money that someone makes because someone bought something from them. So it's usually a percentage of sales. So for however much something cost, maybe you get a 3% commission, and maybe you get more than that. Maybe you get less than that. But it is kind of your reward for selling something to someone. So people who would earn a commission would be people who sell a house, a car, and then maybe things like appliances or tools. My realtor, when I purchased my home, she got a commission check, which was a lot of money. Let's just say, for example, you bought a $250,000 house, and there's a 4% commission. So that realtor, if we do the math on that, we would take the $250,000, multiply it by 4%, and you'd get $10,000. So that realtor just earned $10,000 on selling my home. Now that sounds pretty easy, but there's so much more to being a realtor than just selling a home. Like, you had to go find the home that you wanted to purchase, which could have been months long process. But it's driving to those places, it's meeting with people, it's doing paperwork. So there is a lot involved to it. It's not just boom, sell a house, done. So let's say your next example is selling a car. It's a $30,000 car and you earn a 5% commission. How do we calculate that? We take the $30,000, multiply it by 5%, and you'll find out that that is $1,500. Now, do people just make their commission? Usually not. They usually have a salary as well, but the commission is just their extra. So it makes them want to sell something. That might be why you think maybe car salesmen are pushy, so to say, meaning trying to get you to buy that car, and maybe not. All right, so we're going to do some sample problems of tips. We're not going to worry about calculating sales tax and then the tip. That's just a whole lot, and we're not going to do that. So we're just going to calculate the tip. So you went to Red Robin. Yum. Okay, with your friends, your bill was $15.50. What is an 18% tip? And then what is the total bill? So just like we've been doing for the past, I want to say 2 days, you're going to take the 15.50 and multiply it by 18%, which in this case gives you to 2 decimals, so there is no need to round. Fantastic. Then to figure out what the total would be, you're going to take the two numbers and you're going to add them together. So $15.50 plus $2.79 equals $18.29. So the two questions: what was the tip amount? $2.79. And what was the total amount of the bill? $18.29. Again, we're not going to be concerned with sales tax on this as well. That's just too much for us right now. We're just going to calculate the tip amount and the total amount. All right, so let's say you're at Texas Roadhouse, one of my favorites. Your bill was $12.85. You are going to give a 17% tip. Same deal. Take the two numbers and multiply them together. In this case, I have 2.1845. Can I use that number? No, I cannot, because I need to have it to two decimal places. So I'm going to round that number, and that would be 2.18, because the number after the 8 is a 4. 4 and below, let it go. Okay, so now to figure out the total, you're going to take the amount plus the amount that you just calculated, and you have $15.03. Seeing as how you've done this for the past 2 days, I really don't think I need to go over another practice question. It's there if you want it. All right, so we need to go ahead and get that daily question posted. And the word of the day today is splurge, which is the act of spending money freely or extravagantly. My mom and I were just talking about this word. I have a cousin that uses this word all the time. She'll say, I splurged. Always. And she has maxed out her credit cards. So, you know. All right, so let me go look. I'm going to open up the tips assignment for today. I want to say it might be 10 questions. I don't really. Yep, 10 questions. All right, so here's your tip assignment. You can put a dollar sign. It has to be to the left. If it's not to the left, it will not count it as correct. I'm not going in and checking them. Whatever it tells me your score is, that's the score. Don't put spaces, don't put any other words, just type in the answer. If you don't put a dollar sign, it will still count it as correct. So the first couple questions is just asking you, what is the equation? So if your bill was $59.62, the tip amount is 16%. Which of the following equations would you use to calculate the tip amount? So it doesn't have a percent on there, so you have to whoop whoop that decimal place. So what is 16%? Would it be 16? No. You got to whoop whoop that decimal. 1.6, you've only whooped once. 0.16, whoop whoop. Seems like a good answer to me. And then the other one, you have whoop whoop whooped. That's too many. All right, the next one. Your bill is $73.81, and the tip amount is 19%, which is $14.02. So it's already calculated for you. Which of the following equations would you use to calculate the total amount of the bill? So how do I find the total amount? I take the amount, and then I do what? I add. So that's not right. That's not right. I know it's one of these top two. Am I going to add 19? Doesn't have a percent symbol. No. Am I going to add $14.02? I sure am. There you go. All right, so now read these carefully. The first one, you went to, well, not the first one, but the next one. You went to Longhorn Steakhouse. Your bill is $32.20, and you want to give an 18% tip. What's the amount of the tip? And it says round to decimal places. Y'all, you need to read instructions. A lot of you don't. I can tell you that. All right, so get out my calculator. $32.20, and I'm going to multiply that by 18%. Everything is in my way. 5.796. Does that have two decimal places? No, it does not. So I'm going to round it to two decimal places, and it looks like I'm going to make that $5.80. That's what you're typing in here. Now, the next question goes with the question before. So it says, how much will you pay in total at Longhorn Steakhouse with your bill and tip added? Calculated above. So the bill was $32.20. The tip is 18%. What is the total amount? So, I shouldn't have gotten rid of my calculator. $32.20, and I'm going to add the $5.80 that we calculated, and it looks like it is $38.00. All right, you're going to do the same for the Greyhound Diner. You're going to figure out the amount of the tip. You're going to figure out the total, capital letters, okay? You're going to Olive Garden. What is the amount of the tip? What's the amount of the total? And then some true and false. So you're going to do the math and see if they are correct or not correct. Boom, done. That's all you have for today. As a reminder, if you have anything from last week, it should be turned in by today at 2:30. Still a lot of people missing a lot of things. Big reminder, activity number 9 is the one you just did. Some of you may have it done. You didn't turn it in on Google Classroom. If you don't turn it in on Google Classroom, I don't grade it. I have said this multiple times. I have posted it in your stream. I honestly don't know what else I can do. You've got to turn it in. If you don't turn it in, how do I know that it needs to be graded? Okay, the other thing about activity 9, some of you, I've returned it to you and said you do not have at least 4 sentences. Therefore, it doesn't really count. You need to go in, fix it, and resubmit it. So if you have a comment that says it needs fixed, then you should fix it and resubmit it. I have a lot of people not doing well in this class, and it's because you're either not following directions, you're goofing off. I've gotten emails from parents. Some things I feel like might be legit concerns. Other things, I've seen you on GoGuardian. Again, you're sitting there emailing people, playing games, doing whatever when you're supposed to be watching the lesson. So, I don't really know how I can help you if you're not following the expectations. All right. Again, I'm not sure when I'm coming back. Hopefully soon. But if you have anything that you need me to help you with, all you have to do is send me an email. All right, guys. Hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.